Sorry about that. Nana thought I was live and I wasn't. Thought I showed you the bag that we're going to make today. I just dropped on the floor, so let me just get it a second and show you. This is the bag we're going to be making today. And I've got the lid here in my hand, but I just dropped it. I didn't realize I wasn't live, and so anyway, we're doing a repeat. But I'm going to show you how we make the bag. It's a cute little bag, and then I'm going to also afterwards show you the mistakes and errors I made beforehand before I made the bag correct. But I'm going to show you the correct way first, and I'll show you the ways not to do it afterwards. All right, with that, we're going to go down to the hands. And good morning, good afternoon. It doesn't matter. It's a beautiful day here in San Antonio anyway. Nice sunshine, the breeze outside, and there you go. All right, let's go down to the hands. So we're actually taken from the kit. So I just wanted to show you and remind you what was in the kit so that you know and see what Nana will be doing. So yes, this was the kit. We have the envelopes here. So you can see we had 12 different cards that we can make out of the kit. So we actually have 12 envelopes, and Nana messed up 2 of them when I was actually practicing this. So let's get started. Let me show you what we're going to do here. We're going to start off with the envelope, and the kit I just showed you that I had made, I didn't stamp on it, but before we get started on assembling it and making it, I want to stamp on it first. I already know what I want to do. I always seem to know what I want to do, because today is one of those days that says, let the adventure begin. And to me, it's always an adventure. Every day is an adventure. Life is an adventure. All right, so I'm going to ink this up with the ink that came with the kit. This is the shaded spruce. And I'm just going to stamp that on there. I have another stamp that I've already put on here too. I'm just inking it up so I can stamp the envelope. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the other stamp that was in the kit as well too. But first, I'm going to do this way. And you can do it any way you want. You can put any message you want on it. But me, I have some people in mind that I'm going to be giving these to. Yes, we're going to be having a little gathering. And I am going to most probably put some treat bags together for people, because I can and I want to. The other thing I'm going to add now is this from a previous kit. This Bermuda Bay is the color, and I'm just going to add this. This to me, this isn't a kit. It looks like, reminds me of sprinkles. I'm sure it's more leaves or whatever, pine needles from the kit, but I'm going to pretend like it's confetti for me. And I'm just going to add this around, because this blue will go good with it, I think. Let's see, let's check it out here a second. I do have my white paper. I was trying it out earlier. Yep, I did, and I got the other one off. Okay, yep, this is the one we're going to use. I'm just going to clean my stamp there. All right, go back, and I'm going to do the same thing then. And all I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to stamp to my heart's delight there. And I'm going to rotate it so it doesn't look like it's just sort of flat and everything's the same. As I say that, let me see how I'm going to rotate that. Yeah, I'm going to even cross over, because that's okay too. But I'm just going to keep on going around, because that's what I want to do today. Tomorrow's another day. I might want to do something different tomorrow, but that's what I want to do today. So I'm just going to keep on going until I get all the way around. Because, you know what, I'm just going to do these corners. For whatever reason, I really like doing these corners this way. I'll do that one that way. So it's just easier. I'm going to show you when we get through this, and I'm going to show you the mistakes I made, and then I'm going to show you the other bags I made. I actually, for the first time, after I messed up twice, I decided to go get a regular just envelope you use to mail anything you want to mail, and I practiced on it. And I'm going to show you how you can even take just a regular white envelope that you use for everyday mail, and show you how you can sit up there and take it and actually do simple stamping and create your own. Let's see, I want to get it in here somehow. And create your own design on your bag. But first we're going to do this. And it's all going to be based on how much time allows. So I'm through stamping with this. I could add some fireflies if I wanted to, but I'm not. I'm leaving it like this at the moment. So for this, I'm going to take and you're going to use this Stampin' Seal. I didn't try it with the glue dots because I'm not sure how easy that would be. I would just, because I want a solid seal when you do this. So you are going to want to do something that's going to allow you to do a solid seal. You could do, so I'm using this. The other that you could use is they have the liquid glue, the multi-use liquid glue. And I'm going to show you, I did on my 2 envelopes where I did it on the bottom. But right now, I just want to seal this really good everywhere because this is actually going to be part of the side of the, or part of the envelope. Treat bag, sorry. All right, I'll get it right in a minute. It is an envelope. We're going to convert it into something else. And the reason why I did that with tape too is that I can go right away to slice it off. So actually we have 2 options, and I'm going to start off with just one. And that is just taking off part of the top here. And when you do take off part of the top, it's really cool because it leaves this much left. So I do about 1/2 inch. And here's another one that I did. And it's really cool because it gives you a cute little top that will finish at the end. This one you can see I bent it over and did this. I'm going to show you how cute that is. So save it. Don't get rid of it. We're not even going to make it into a card. We're going to use it for our bag. All right, so all I'm going to do is take this. This is actually my cutter, and I can also emboss with it. So I'm just going to take a 1/2 inch off the top. That's all I'm going to do. It's up to you how much you want to take off. 1/2 inch was enough for me. I could have done a little bit more, but I'm not. And then what I've done is I'm taking the embosser side. So be careful because on this one you have a cutting blade and you have an embossing blade. So I want to put this aside because I'm going to use the embossing blade. And actually I'm going to just do this a 1/2 inch because when I get through and I create it into a bag, I'm really going to have 1 inch. You're going to have a 1/2 inch on this side and a 1/2 inch from the other side of the envelope. So it's going to give you a total of 1 inch. So if that matters to you how wide it is, that's what you need to know. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do the 1/2 inch on all sides. So you want to make sure when you do this, you do all sides the same. And I'm going to be sure to use the embosser here and not the blade. I have done that already too. If it's an opportunity for creativity, I have managed to do it. All right, so I've done all the sides now, and I'm just going to put my cutter out of the way, paper trimmer. And now what you really need to do is to go ahead and fold over those embossed lines, because I can tell you that was the problem I ran into the first time. It's hard to see the lines with or without glasses, and I can put it up there to you close, and it's just really hard to see it. But I'm going to fold on it, and it'll fold for you. It should. And as you go to fold it, you're going to see that line even better that you created by embossing it. And I'm just going to fold over it. So I could see it on that side, and let's see here. I just lost it. I might have to do it again. Let me try another side. It'll come. It will come. All right, here's this one on the bottom. You can't see it one way, just work it around and it'll help crease it. So when I did this, you can see the back side of this better right here. So that's sort of what I got into when I did the first 2, is that I realized that, man, it was really hard to see that line I did because of all the beautiful colors. And then what I did in addition to that, as I took my bone folder here and I just like went down and really creased. This is what I didn't do the first 2 times. And when I finally finished it, I found out that if I would just use my bone folder, you could don't use a metal ruler, because the metal ruler will tear the paper, because I already did that too. Didn't have my bone folder handy, and I didn't want to take the time to go get it until I messed up twice. Then I went and got my bone folder. Alright, so there's the line there. And the thing is, if you're not sure as you bend it and you get one end of the line, it should end up, your end should end up with the other ends. Alright? And that's important because as we make the bag, that's what's going to make it work. Let's see. It looks like I might have had that off just a little bit. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. It looks right. Alright. We'll just forge on. And if we have an opportunity for creativity, we will just have an opportunity for creativity. But it's just really important to get the crease down, get a good solid crease, and now we're going to see why. Because now I've got my creases for the box. If you've ever made, I have made purses out of fabric before in the same type of shape. And my challenge was to begin with, as I was trying to treat it like fabric. And you know what? Paper does not work like fabric does. But as you go to stick your hand in here, see those creases? Now you're going to start seeing the shape of your bag, which is, we need the bottom of the bag here. And I'm just following along. See, when I do that, and I'm going to come along the side here. Now I'm going to end up, sometimes I actually took my bone folder and stuck it in here. I actually had the bottom part of a pencil the other day, so I didn't have my bone folder. But see, you get a nice little point when you do that. So it's easier to sit up there and make sure you got the squaring, your rectangular look on the bottom, and then you come up with your sides, and it's you see your creases, and you just want to sort of pinch and get it all flat, because we're going to fix to tape this down and glue this down now. So you do have choices. I actually did it both ways. I did one with, I'm going to show you a different type of tape, and I sat there and did the other with the glue. Now the only thing with the glue is the glue works, and I'll show you the bottom of the bag that I did with glue. I think it was this one here. See, I did this with glue. The only thing with the glue is you got to wait for it to dry. Whereas if I didn't use the regular seal tape. I could have, but it's just hard to maneuver it in this little area down here. So what instead I did is I took the tear tape. And it's the same thing as what you have in there, except I can tear it to size, and it's easier for me to maneuver with this little triangle. Now granted, most probably Sophia and Zoe can maneuver that a lot easier than I did, but that's okay. They aren't here with me to bail Nana out. So all I'm going to do now is I took the tape that I already put down here and I peeled the paper part off, and I'll show you why. Because when I do that, I will have extra. But what I did is I just folded it over to get the bottom of this done. I'm just trying to get the bottom of the paper here, because I've got really short nails. And so grabbing that paper. Alright, there we go. See, there's an extra there, and I just folded it over to here to the top. And I'm just going to fold it over. So I'm going to unstick it from me, and I'm just going to tuck it over and fold it. So when I do this, I'm going to fold it over. I got a nice crisp edge, and I just use my finger from the inside and here together just to mash it together to make sure it's got all stuck real good. All right, because the last thing you want to do is put goodies in your treat bag and it falls apart on you. All right, so I'm going to do this side. Do the same thing. Just going to tear off a piece. I don't need a piece big enough that I don't have to worry about trying to maneuver a little bit of glue or tape in this, because this isn't very big really, but it does hold some nice little treats in it. You know, and it makes me think of Halloween coming up and treat bags. But you know, anytime you have a party or whatever, you know, if you want to have a paper pumpkin party, and we had these, I could sit there and make these in advance for people. All right, now see, I didn't get enough on the tip there, so you're going to have to make sure you get the tip included as well, because that's important. So I'm just going to tear off another little piece, and I'm going to put it on the tip there. Because I assure you, if you do not, it will not stay down. And then you have that opportunity for creativity that you may or may not have wanted. So I just press it. You have to press it to get it to stick to the paper. And then I'm able to take out this other paper here. Leave the glue behind if I pressed it hard enough. Alright, let me try this other end. Okay, I can do this. Okay, there we go. Just need an edge that I can grab a hold of and take it off. Again, I'm just going to fold it over a little. Alright, and then I'm going to sit here and push it down. And I've got my hand on the inside, so I can push from the inside and outside both and make sure that tape gets really sealed good, because it holds really well. Alright, so now I have this part of the bag. So what I put in my other bag, all I'm going to do is show you what I put in there and put in here. And then we'll put the lid on it and we can add bling to the lid. So I actually put in some almond butter with honey, and I put in something to make a drink, and because I have some people that love candy, I put candy in here. I don't care which order they eat it, they can eat it in order they want. But I just put it in there because I know what they like. And then I always like to put a message card in. Just an inspiration type card. I like giving people inspiration, whether it's through creativity or just words or quotes. Alright, so our bag is done, and now we're going to put a top on the bag. And all we're going to do is take the top here that we cut off. And what I did on the bag a while ago, you could do a couple of things. You could just glue these ends if you wanted to and leave it at that and decorate it. You could punch a hole through here and put string through here. I didn't, because I'm actually going to do these like a place setting where everybody's going to sit. So actually what I did, and I'm going to do here, is I'm going to fold it back so it's nice and crisp. See there? And I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm just folding it back right now, just so I know where I need to sit there and tack it down. So from there, I could just as easily use my Stampin seal, but I'm just going to go ahead and use this. I'll be consistent. And I'm going to do this other end too. And yes, Nana doesn't let it bother her if it sticks to her or not. I just move it on out of the way here. And we're just going to take this off. And you can see how nice this is. And then we'll add just a little bit of bling, because everybody that I will be seeing, that I'll be giving these to, it would like bling. So I'm going to make sure they have bling. Not a whole lot, but at least something, you know, just something so I can say I have bling on here. It's always just nice to have a little extra sparkle, because you know what? I want to encourage people, because life is an adventure. Creativity and creating is very good for us. You know, it gets me escape from all the work stuff I got to do, or business stuff I got to take care of. All the work. So for me, creating is a nice escape from it all. Alright, so you can see that it's glued down, or it's not glued down, it's taped down. You could use the glue. Again, for me, I didn't want to take the time to wait for the glue to dry. It doesn't take that long, but still, I just didn't want to do that right now. I did try that out. Well, let's see if I can get it back on. Should be very easy to get on. You know, if you think it's going to be too hard for you, then I should have actually made it a little bit bigger. But it's actually not the fact that it won't go back on. It's like right there. I need to make sure that paper's smooth. And all I'm going to do is take my bone folder in here. And I'll just do it like that. Make sure those edges are nice and crisp as I go to put this back on. Because you saw me measure it, and it should slide on. Just as easy as it slid off, it should slide back on. And it will. There you go. I just was getting caught on that paper right there. Okay, and see how nice that fits? And there we go. We have a nice little treat bag. That's really not that hard to make. Like I said, I did this one this way because that way I can just slip it off. Or when I put it on a person that's at the party, I can sit there and just put it right there at their spot. And all they have to do is pull off the lid, and it's there. Now, can we add bling and do some other things? Absolutely. So, here's my bling from the kit. And I'm actually going to take some of these little gold ones. I didn't really put any gold on here. I did the blue. And I'm just going to put 3 of these on here just to give it some little extra sparkle. Because I can. Because all of my buds that are coming, and we like sparkle. Because that one, I'm not sure. It's sticking to me, but I think it's more out of static electricity than actual glue. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to be sure to get that off with the glue. Alright, I'm going to put 1 there. And I'm really and truly, as much as I didn't think I was going to do this, I'm really going to put 1 at the top. because I cannot like it. Alright, so there we go. We have a completed bag. Whoop, whoop. Okay, now let me show you the mistakes I made. First round, I set it there and I cut it off because I wanted to treat it like paper. I mean, not paper, like fabric. Because in fabric, I would have it cut and extended out, and I'd have to sew it. Well, we're not sewing anything here, so this did not work when I cut the ends off. I had one idea in mind, and it wasn't working. Here, I was trying to make it taller. And again, I didn't use my bone folder, so therefore when I got into this, I couldn't see the creases. And the other problem I had, not as bad as one of the other envelopes I did, this one I can actually reach the bottom. One of them I had problems reaching the bottom because my hand wasn't long enough. So actually, my challenge on making this tall one, which if time allows, I will sit there and make a tall one and show you how to make a tall one with this paper, because actually this is really cute. Here's the other ones I made. I told you I just took a regular envelope. This is just a regular standard envelope. The key to everything is making sure you have that flap that you normally lick and seal down. So this part here, you want to make sure you've already got adhesive around the edges so you can lay it down. That's no different than here. You got to do the same thing. I cut, you can see here's my tags down at the bottom. You can see where I've scored it. And so actually I got better when I did this because I realized that it was the score line that was the issue and I need to use my bone folder. And then here's the tall one I made. So here's this one here, and here's the tall one I made. So it just depends on what you want to do. So for example, on these bags, if I use the envelopes from our kit, here is going to be the tall one, and you can stamp this way. I could actually put some trees there. So that's how tall that bag would be versus the height of this bag. So that, so you got a height difference and a width difference, and that's okay. That's what I love about it. And I could stamp trees on here or anything else I want to stamp. But just gives you some different ideas of how you may or may not want to do things. But you may want to, because there's only 12 envelopes to the kit, and I know I need to use all 12. I would be short 2 envelopes at this point because I ruined 2 envelopes. But I'm not even sure how I'd repair this and make it creative. I might cut it up and use it for something else, but it won't be a treat bag. So what would I do if I had the white envelope here to make up for some of the ones I did there? Well, all I would do here is some simple stamping. Can you still do some simple stamping? Yes, you can. It would have been nicer if I did it beforehand, but all that I would do is we would do the same thing. So we would just stamp all over. Or you might just want to stamp one. It doesn't matter. It's your creation. You do whatever you want. Now see, this tree will fit just right there. I wasn't sure. I can't remember if it did or didn't when we made cards the other day. If it didn't, if it was too tall, then I would just turn it diagonally. That gives you some extra height. So actually, I am going to leave the stamps on the other side just because I don't want to have to take everything off right now and use our time taking that off and on. I'm just going to stamp this. This isn't going to be perfect because my bags are already together, but I just want to show you how you can do simple stamping. And as long as I don't want to go all the way to the edge since I've already got it together, I could actually just put this tree right in the middle. Alright, now see, I got a problem right there. Let's see. Should say a problem. I have an opportunity for creativity. Alright, let's see if I can do that. Sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. If not, we'll flip the bag over and yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it. Alright, we'll flip the bag over and I'll show you. Because I just want to show you how you can do simple stamping. I mean, you get the idea. But I'd like to do it complete and correct. And I might have to use a flat envelope to do it. Because that's really the way you should do it. But again, I'm going to do that. Anytime you feel like you messed up, it's just an opportunity for creativity. So that's where I'm at right now. Alright, I'll press down. Let's see how that does this time. Alright. So I really, really, really need a bag. A regular bag. Okay. It's okay. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. The main thing I want you to see is that take away from this is that you can create your own bag. So let's say you want to use the envelopes, or you're used to the envelopes, and you say, "Well, I want to make some bags. I like the idea of making bags, and I want to make some bags." All right. Well, you can make those bags, and we're just going to forge on with this. I'm going to go ahead and use this right here. You're not going to see this. So, all right, let's see what other opportunity for creativity we can have for this here. I can do some lightning bugs on here. Yeah, here's my lightning bugs. I'll get the bigger lightning bugs. All right. Yes, I'm still going to be a lazy daisy here. I'm just going to do this here. And I'm just going to stamp the lightning bug, and we'll see how it goes. All right. I think the important thing is that you can sit up there and make your own treat bags. So if you run out the envelopes and you still want to make more treat bags, you can. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put one of these guys right in here. Nope, you really can't see it. Well, that wasn't very good. You're supposed to be able to see it. Alright. I'll just put another one up here at the top. Okay. Alright. So, what I did learn from that little what we just did is that if I took my little lightning bug, yes, I got green all over my fingers. Sophia would deeply appreciate that, as well as with Zoe. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this lightning bug and fill in some of my gaps there, which definitely that would take more time if I just would do it right, but I didn't bring another envelope up here. Alright, let's see. There's got to be a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Oh, is that the right color? Yes, it is. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can do it with a sponge. It's not going to be the same, but I can correct some of it with a sponge. Doesn't look as dark. Right, but then we'll just sponge some more on there. You know, and the thing is if you still don't, you can always dab it around. I'll cover up my So there you go. So you can just do some simple stamping on the bag. I wish I had them. See there? Now, if that really didn't float your boat, you can either get another envelope, or you could sit up there and go and create what it is you want and then cut it to size and put it over, which is another option that I could do. But I'm not going to do that right this moment. I think the main thing I want you to understand is that you can do simple stamping on the envelopes. And in this particular case, I should have done it beforehand, but I just wanted to show you that you could do simple stamping. But it's just see how it creates the bulk. So that's why you need to do it before, like I did in the very beginning when I did this one. I did the stamping first. And that way I've got everything flat and I can get my even stamping on there versus after the fact. So that would be some ways to show you. But I could correct that. I could go and I could literally cut paper this size and I could go and decorate it, and I could use dimensionals to put it up on top. I could even cut it out and put it on top if I wanted to, but that's not really how I wanted to make my bags today. So the other thing I want to show you was just, as time allows here, because we usually run about 30 minutes, I want to show you how to make the big one. The thing with the big one is for example, when in this bag here, when I made it, the challenge I had was if my hand would not reach the bottom, my finger stops right here. And you need to be able to either put pressure on it with your finger when you go to glue it, or you're going to have something that's long enough that you can literally put the pressure on as you put your finger on this end, pressure, and be able to glue it. So that's just a thing to keep in mind and a tip. You just need something to be able to put some pressure. My hands are too short. Your hands might be longer and can fit in the bag and touch it. I just couldn't. So all I'm going to do is the same thing here. I'm not going to do this first. We're going to, after what we just did, we're going to turn it this way and we're going to stamp it. All right? And it doesn't matter which way this flap is at because it's going to be glued down, or it's going to be use this the seal stuff to sit there and seal it down. So anyway, all I want to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and ink this, and I'm going to go ahead and go with this tree again because I really wanted the tree. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp again. You know, and this is just simple stamping. You just need to make sure your stuff is flat, really, to make it much easier, and make sure it's inked well. And if you're not sure, all you gotta do is look through it. Now see here, I'm just no different than a while ago. There is a spot there in the center that I'm just having problems getting inked. So I'm just going to go fill in those gaps. I'm not sure where I got the gaps, but I do. So I'm just going to go and ink it until I can make sure there aren't any gaps. It's going to be dark green anywhere you go. Alright, I did better that time. Alright, so see, when you look through the stamp, you can see that I've got it really inked much better. Alright, so actually I'm going to turn it this way, the way the paper, I'm going this way. Alright, I'm just going to tape it like this and stamp. Okay, there we go. And I'll get that cleaned off. Be sure to say hi. You know, I always like if you can say hi or let me know you're out there. Because when we go and do the August paper pumpkin a week from now, we actually give away door prizes for people that say hi or they make comments or they like or share us. So just trying to get you in a habit so that you have the opportunity to win a door prize. Alright, so I have this here, and you just have to decide, just like you saw what I did a minute ago, is whether or not you want to add anything else. And right now, I think the only other thing I will add is just like I did a minute ago. I'm going to add my fireflies. I like my fireflies, so I'm just going to add those. As soon as I see what I did with my block over here that was cleaning. Alright, then I'm just going to add that. And again, you know, you can look through and see the color to see if you got it inked up well. And I'm just going to add my firefly. And I usually always do things in odd numbers, because it's the whole way we look at things, our whole visual. And then I'll add another one over here. Keep on rotating until I get it like I want it. I've been doing bats all week, making Halloween cards, so looking at the firefly reminds me of the bats, the fact that it's flying. Anyway, it's too funny. Too funny for Nana. Might not be funny for you because you weren't involved in making bats and dealing with bats this week and making cards, but for me. But if you guys are out and about in San Antonio on Sunday, Nana will be at Ingram Mall at a vendor event in the hallways of the mall. And I will be doing paper pumpkin. So if you come out, please be sure to come by and say hello. Alright. Okay, so this one now, we're going to, instead of cutting at the top of the envelope like we did the last one, we're actually going to, so this is how the envelope was originally, but I wanted a tall treat bag, so we're going to do it from here. So because it was tall, I went ahead and I did the same thing. I did the same thing as I did with the other one. I'm going to take a ½ inch off the top with my blade. We're going to save that because this is going to be the top when we get through in the end. Can't quite get that in there. Okay, now we got it there. Alright, okay. For whatever reason. Alright, let me grab some scissors here and I will take care of that. I'm not sure what I did there. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're going to hold on that. That'll become our lid. Again, we're going to do the same thing. All it is that it's taller. And we're going to come down here and we're going to make a 1/2 inch here. Just going around our bag, our envelope here, doing a 1/2 inch because you want it all to be the same. You can make it wider if you want to. If you want to do 1 inch, you can. But the main thing is, in order for this to work right, you've got to do it the same on all 3 sides. So you're making sure you seal the envelope first. Then we cut off whichever side you want to be the opening. And then the rest we sit there and emboss and create our creases. So you can see it much better on the lighter color where that embossed crease is. So that's actually where I'm going to fold this over. And I'm going to use my bone folder again. Alright, and not as easy to see on that side. The darker side, it's a little bit more challenging, I should say. It's more challenging to sit there and see it. But that's okay. We got this. Alright, if for some reason you can't see it, then you can always go back. Like this one, I really can't see it on any side. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one again. You don't do it too much. You just want to do it enough so you can see it. Because the last thing you want to do is if you go over this and emboss it so many times, especially with a heavy hand, you actually will cause the paper to give, as if you cut it. All I'm looking for is a score line that I can sit there and fold it. So there, I think you can see the score line much better now. I can anyway. And then now I've got my side. So we'll do the same thing as we did a while ago. Okay. Now this one is actually long enough that I can actually stick my hand in it. So I'm going to go down just like I did a while ago. And you'll see that I have a score line here. So basically that's where that little, I call it like a dog ear. Seems like I've done that something in either scrapbooking or something. I came up with that term. Who knows? Anyway, and so but you can see I've got my score lines there that really point out to the bottom. And same thing on this side. You can see those points come together on each side to form that triangle that looks like a dog ear. Okay, see? So now all I have to do, and I just go ahead while I'm at it and I fold it in like it's supposed to be. For whatever reason, I can't tell you why I do that. I just do it because it makes me feel much more comfortable, because that way it does look like a bag, not just a box. So I don't want to think I'm making a box, because I'm not making a box, I'm making a bag. Alright, so all I have to do now is put that tape on there, tape it down, and I have another bag, a tall bag. And I can put as much bling on it as I want. I could put ribbon. They could have used string. Previous kits had some string in it that I still have some left over from that I could use. Now this one I didn't do as long, as you can see, so I don't have the extra on the tip, so then I'm going to have to definitely put some on the tip. And yes, if you square it, if you get it there, it should be able to stand up on its own. As you see, the taller one definitely does real easy. You see I got green ink all over my fingers. But at least I'm having fun, and I know who these treat bags are going to go to. And I don't know everything that's going to go in them yet, but I do know that it will be something that each individual likes, and that's the important thing. Because, you know, I enjoy making and giving things to people. I'm going to do the same thing here. I guess picking up some of my trash there. Alright, extra top, I guess, from the other side. Okay, that's all you do. Just pick it off. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. If you mess up, if you feel like you messed up, take it as an opportunity to create something else. Whether you feel like you can make a bag out of it, or you can cut it up and make it into a card, which that's what I'll do with my other ones, and I'll show you how I do that next week, but not today. Today is all about making bags. And, you know, this isn't the only, this is just making it from an envelope. You know, I've taken designer series paper, and I'll show you one in a minute. And I'm just going to tuck this one down, and then we're done with this bag other than putting a lid on it. So see, here we have our envelopes, a different direction. I have my paper to put on here as a lid. And then I can just form it the way, however I want to do it. Let's see if that's the one. Looks like the one, yeah. If you're not sure, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't sweat the small stuff. This is small stuff. Alright, it's small and fun. That's the main thing, is to have fun. If you're not having fun, then that's a problem. Because that's what this is all about, is creating and having fun. So again, for me, the way I want to do mine is on this particular, because I'm going to make sure I make everybody similar, at least. You know, if I'm going to get together, I want to make sure everybody's as similar. Alright, and see, now all I got to do is put that down and tape it, and I've got a nice lid. And I can put bling on here, and it's a finished treat bag. So, I will show you that we're not doing this today, but we'll do it on Adventure Stamping. Is one of these days we'll turn around and I'll show you how to make a bag out of paper. And I actually got some tags in there to put on the bag. But that's not a today thing. So it just goes to show you, you can make bags out of paper, and very cute bags at that. So with that, Nana's going to go back over, and we are done for today. Nana wants to thank you. I want to show you the bags again. We made this bag here, which was using the envelope, and it's the taller, so it's just taking the envelope, turning it up, making a bag out of it, and then here's the other one, taking the bag to make your treat bag. So that was fun, and I enjoyed it. I'm going to be making more because I've got trick-or-treaters that'll be coming in October, so I'm going to have some for them. And then I also have some of those ladies getting together to do some creating and making, and I want to have some treats for them also. So be sure to have a fun and adventurous weekend. Be sure to create something, whatever you create. Have fun with it and have an adventurous week. And if you get a chance on Sunday and you're here in San Antonio, come say hi to me at Ingram Mall. I'll have my own table. We're all vendors out there, and we each have a 6-foot table. So I'll be out there with paper pumpkin. You won't be able to miss the paper pumpkin box. So come by and say hello, and I'd appreciate it. All right, be sure to share and like us on Facebook. Be sure to make comments when we have our monthly Putting the Paper Pumpkin Kit together next weekend, because we'll be giving away to our prizes. All right. See you next week. Bye.